Hello everybody and welcome to Minecraft. Now in this episode of How to Build, I'm going to show you how to build walls nice and fancy like this. So you can build a house a bit like this. Well, the video I've made how to build a house like this, yeah, you might want to watch that first, or you can watch it this way. It's up to you really. Right, okay, let's get started with the interior walls. Now, over here I've got all these walls set up. Now for plain indoor walls, what you need to do is really, for building indoor walls, you need to have like a different block from your main wall and your floor, so it makes everything look a bit better. And for when you're doing your ceiling, I did it the wrong way around. Probably have a darker colour and a lighter colour. It's up to you really. And that's basically how you get a plain wall, but it'll look a bit plain. So you could add bookshelves in. Now with bookshelves, I like to have them in the wall, otherwise if you have them just in the corner like that, it's just a bit like, how did they get that book in that book there? So I like to have it a bit flat in. But when the when you can get the 3D packs out, then it'll look a bit better. With the torches, what I've done is I've just plainly placed them on the wall. I've placed them on the wall and I then put what they're called, item frames down. And then put a trapdoor in. I click on the frame, there we go, and it just makes it look a lot nicer. It makes, has support to it. It just gives it a bit more detail. So that's how I've done those. I've added a painting and added a couple chests and things like crafting tables. You can add furnaces, whatever you want. It depends on the style. Now this is just for like the building I'm doing here. It's not. You can do it in modern buildings if you want, but it probably won't look the best. This is just for a building like this. With the floor, I'll do it in a different episode, but all what I've done is I've got wood. Oops. Got some wood, done that, and so on basically. That's what I've done for this floor. But I'll explain that in more detail in another episode. Right. Moving on to door frames and going around doors. Now what I've done like with doors is if you do an archway like this, now to do that, what you do is just, when you've got it like this, you just literally get your wood and place it like that, and it'll look like that instead of it looking a bit like that. Oops, like that. I think that this looks better because it makes it look like the wood's resting on top of it. Same I've done here with the torches, added a bit of painting, and you can add what you want. Done the same style of the floor because I like that style of floor. Moving on to windows, instead of having the full frame around, I've just had the top frame right here, like so. And I've also done the same with the torches, just made them a bit higher than I have here. I've added pictures and the... Oh, 1 minute. Turn the rain off, go away rain. Chests, furnaces, well not under furnaces, I've had the crafting table, done the same thing with the wall. Say cobblestone like I did over there, just a darker wood, the same that I've used on this house here. And upstairs I've done the same, just as like a bedroom. I've done the table quite simply, just basically a fence with a pressure plate on top, quite simply. Same with the torches, just a bit lower, just to show you what it looks like then. And then the fireplaces, they are quite hard to build. Now, when you're building fireplaces and you got wood, try and build it like 2 blocks away. So you see I've got 2 blocks here, 2 blocks here, 2 blocks there, 2 blocks there. So it just, and the same here, 2 blocks from the top of the fire, 2 blocks from the top of the fire, and just added this here just to keep it a bit safer, to stop the ceiling from catching on fire. And also you got to remember, you've got to have somewhere for the smoke to go, otherwise it may just catch fire. And here you can just like add a sofa on top here, and I've added like a plant as well there, and it just hides this cobblestone here. Now with the plant I've just got I forgot what they're called now, cauldron, and filled it with water, put a fence post and a leaf block on top, and it just makes a nice looking flower. Add some paintings around just to give it some nice style. Just one thing to remember, don't put carpet here because that may catch fire. Not too sure, but would you have a carpet that close to the fire? Probably not. Right, moving on to outdoor walls. Outdoor walls, I'm starting off with the chimney because I've just done a chimney. With chimneys, you got to make sure you have enough coverage behind so the back of it doesn't catching fire, and really you got to experiment, because if I go over here, it's not as high, it didn't catch fire for me, I don't know why, but over here it caught fire. That one's not caught fire yet, hopefully, luckily. Right, so I don't know why that one didn't catch fire. I must have done something slightly different here, but really it's the same design and everything, but I don't know why. It's probably to do I made the chimney a bit higher, that's probably why. But experiment really when you're building the fires, but make sure you have the whole back covered. Don't cut corners, like otherwise you will have a burnt down house. Here I've oh yeah, you might want to have steps there. So if I just get some steps again, as you just saw there, experiment. This bit's not burnt down yet, but it did when I had it there, and that's just an example there. Around the windows, instead of having it like this with a nice fence post and I've not put any flowers in there like I have down there. Instead of having a flower pot bed, I've just put trapdoors around just to make it look like wooden shutters instead of, you know, flower pots. It just adds a bit of detail around the window instead of just leaving it nice and plain. Same thing at the top of the windows, the wood going across like it's supporting the bricks or the wood above it. Same with this window. Now with these windows at the bottom, what I've done here is just to give the wall a bit more depth. I've added steps, so it just makes everything look a lot nicer really. Well, it does in my opinion. It just kind of just brings it in. And I've put the wooden fences on top of an actual block to make it look like it's properly been supported, because if I just did steps like that, it looks a bit hovering. So it is best to just use cobblestone or a full block or whatever you chose. Up to you. Same window glass panes, this just gives it a bit more depth. On top of here I have added a little wooden roof just to give it a bit more texture and depth. Here you can add flowers. Now if you wanted to get the grass up here or just want to leave it there, all you have to do really is just build a column of, you know, something like this of dirt all the way up to where it needs to go, and the grass will slowly grow up here, or you can leave it as dirt. It's up to you really, and fill it with flowers. What I've done is I've put cobblestone under here just so it looks a lot nicer. If I just left it like that, you'd think, doesn't look very natural, does it? So I did that just to make it look a lot better and more realistic. Just put the day back, the sun back. Right, now with plain walls I've just done the same thing, added vines just to give it a bit more colour. Oh yeah, I didn't explain that over there. I've added vines to make a bit more colour. Same thing with the steps. Now, front of the house. I'll move on to the fences in a minute. Around outside the doorway, it depends how you've done it. If you got it raised or not raised. On this example, I've got it raised, and I've done the same thing I've done around the windows. Now, if I just did trapdoors, I may do the same thing, but you can just leave it plain if you want. But I think it looks a lot nicer. Oh, I cut corners there. Yeah, there we go. You can just leave it plain like that, but I think it looks a lot nicer if you just add it like this. It just gives it that lot more texture to the building. Right. Moving on to the fences. I like to have the fences slightly raised instead of just placing the ground like that. It just adds a bit more texture and, well, takes a bit more research, but it just makes it a lot nicer. And I've added a little overhead thing here with the gate in. You don't have to have that there. You can just leave it like that if you want. It's all up to you. I just did that because I thought it looked a bit nicer. Well, that makes it look a bit more open. That makes it look more enclosed with the overhead thing. I'll just leave that for now. The same here. I've just done with the iron fences on the top of here. You can use cobble if you want. It's really up to you. It depends on the building you're using. You can use whatever you want. I'm just going to leave that as cobble now. Right, around farms, I like to put like cobble or some sort of stone around, just because it gives it a bit more of a definite edge. As you can see, you know, that's just kind of sile to sile, and that's sile to cobble, and back to sile again. It just gives it that more of like neatened finish to it. That's what I think with the farm fences around farms. up to you. You can use the other type of stuff. I forgot where is it? Somewhere. This stuff here. You can use this. Oops, not a torch. Yeah, you can use torch if you want, but it's not going to stop the mobs. You can use that or the mossy stuff. Oops, mossy stuff. There we go, like so. Just add a bit of moss to it. Bit of different colours. It's all up to you, depending what you're building. And I've just added like a iron fence here with spikes on top. I couldn't really think of any of the fences to do apart from this one. This is like if you're building a jail. I feel like I've spoken very fast in this for some reason. Don't know why. Oh well, I probably have. Oh well. I've added these just like as barbed wire at the top to stop people from climbing over. It's more like prisons, I've already said that. I've added this underneath it. It's going to be prison just to give it a bit more like security, but you can just have dirt underneath like so. There we go. It's all up to you really. Doesn't really matter. I'm not building a thing, you're building a thing. You're building or prison or whatever you're building. It's all up to you really, but hopefully this gives you a bit of ideas of what to do onto your building. Thank you for watching everyone, and hopefully you'll be able to build houses like this. I'm not too sure, it took me a while. That's just a test house I did, ignore that one. You know, gives you ideas of how to build better buildings. Next episode I'll probably do flooring and gardens, and then another episode I'll be doing roofing in more detail. So thank you for watching everyone, and bye bye.